Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to ready up your toy bulldozer and toy shovel, because World of Tanks Sandbox test server is here up and running. But if you're not interested, if you do not want to play around in the sandbox, then you are in the right place, because I am going to provide you all the information you need without downloading anything. So, ammunition rebalancing has been under testing, closed testing by super test players, super test testers for many months now. But finally they are ready to let us peasants into the sandbox server to test it out as well. In this episode I am going to focus on the main changes to be tested on the sandbox server. And let me tell you one thing right away. It wasn't how I expected they are going to do it, how they are going to so-called balance premium aka special rounds. They did something different. Simply nerfing premium ammunition is not in their blood. No, they are not going to do it. They did something else. So after a long super test for the first round of adjustments to ammo mechanics, a scrupulous, why are you using words I cannot pronounce, examination of all pros and cons and the weighing of different viewpoints, we have decided to come up with an alternate concept for rebalancing of shells. The new solution is a complex one coming in two large parts. Boosting the HP of all vehicles in the game. The relative increase will not be the same for every tank and will depend on two factors. Its current HP, of course, and the vehicle's survivability parameters, which is defined by such stats as its armor protection and HP. So, of course, you cannot boost the mouse's HP by the same percentage as, EBR 105s, for example, because mouse is going to win. And they are going to say it over here as well. For example, boosting the HP of the mouse and the Leopard 1 by the same ratio will benefit the mouse much more, of course. The exact gain for every vehicle will depend on how effectively that vehicle uses its HP pool in the current tactical environment. Well-armored tanks able to mitigate more damage, bounce more damage with a high survivability will receive a proportionally smaller increase in HP compared to their less protected brothers. This is... Sorry guys, English is not my first language. This is necessary to keep the vehicle's relative survivability at the same level as previously. The HP pool boost will range from 15% for heavily armored vehicles, depending on tier of course, up to 30% for lightly armored ones, for an average of 26%. For example, the aforementioned mouse and Leopard 1 will get 18% HP boost on mouse, and Leopard 1 gets 29% HP boost, respectively. These are test values and may change if needed based on the sandbox test results. Of course, guys, keep in mind this is a sandbox server, this is not even the public test server. Everything is subject to change, and most likely they are going to do some fine-tuning over here for sure. And boosting the HP of all vehicles in the game is the key thing to do if they are rebalancing premium ammunition as described over here, because of what is about to come up next. So they are not going to increase or decrease premium ammunition damage. It remains the same, but they are going to increase the one-shot damage of the basic shell, and on some vehicles quite a lot, let me tell you that. It will be improved by different amounts depending on two factors: the caliber of the gun and the tier of the vehicle. So the larger the caliber is, the larger the damage gain will be. For example, the current mean value for 90mm gun is 240. It is going to be buffed up to 315 as standard shell damage. So you get 75 extra damage. At the same time, premium ammunition still deals 240 damage, but you have a lot more penetration. An average 150mm gun currently has an alpha strike of 750 points. After the changes are applied, it will increase to 1060 points, an average increase of 41.33%. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, E100 with 246 or 48 millimeters of penetration with its AP round. Now, over here on the Sandbox server, deals 1060 damage per pop. So we are going to see so many more new damage records, 100% guaranteed, if everything goes live. And the second factor was to tear off the vehicle. This one will not have as big of an impact as the gun caliber, but will still produce some minor value differences. We shall maintain the correlation between the alpha strike values of guns of the same caliber and the vehicle's tear. For example, a 105mm gun on a tier 5 vehicle currently deals 300 points, but after boosting after shell rebalancing, it goes up to 400 points, an increase of 33.33%. At tier 10, currently the most common damage yield of a 105mm gun is 390 points. Once the rebalancing is done, it will increase to 525 points by 34.62%. The difference is in relative gain between tier 5 and tier 10. It is just over 1%, but it still exists. Yes. Okay. And it should be noted that tanks with basic HE rounds will also gain in alpha damage, a bit less though, around 22%, with the exact value depending on the gun model. And the one-shot damage increase is smaller for HE shells. The specific of their damage applying mechanics will keep their efficiency the same compared to that of other basic shell types. During the sandbox test, we will continuously fine-tune the increases to vehicle HP pool and basic shells, alpha strikes and when it is necessary to define the optional ratio. Okay, so as I said, everything is still subject to change. So all in all, the potential one-time damage of basic rounds will become higher than that of all other shell types, meaning basic rounds are designed to deal the most damage with a bit less penetration. Special rounds will retain the highest armor penetration amongst all shell types and high probability of inflicting damage as well, because you have a lot more penetration. And HE rounds, even though they are not going to be boosted as much as we just read, it will have many situational uses, just like now, preventing base captures, finishing off opponents low on HP, dealing greater damage to thinly armored targets, or increasing the chance to chip a small amount of HP from an opponent with good protection. Hull down, Super Conqueror and stuff like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how Ammo Revision, the latest iteration, is looking like on the Sandbox test server at the moment. Now let's head into the Sandbox server and let's take a look at some of the vehicles and some of the ammunition types, shall we? Now, because test server went live something like 1 hour ago, and because over here we actually have to play with every single tank, we are not able to research our way up to tier 10 right away. I am not able to show you any gameplay action, so I am going to show you some vehicles in the garage and what they did to those vehicles. So let's pick E100 for example. And because I wanted to show what they are thinking about doing on the Sandbox server as quickly as possible on my channel. So now let's pick E100 and let's put that big gun on it previously. So as you remember previously it did 750 average damage, but now, ladies and gentlemen, you are able to roll up to 1325 per pop. Quite a significant difference. What do you think about that? Your lowest roll is higher. As you can see, 795 is the lowest roll. Your lowest roll with a penetration with standard AP round is higher than the average roll on a premium round. And this is why it was so key boosting HP on every single vehicle as well. So previously, as we remember, E100 had 2700 hit points. It received extra 600 hit points up to 3300. As I said before, we are going to see all new damage records. every single old damage record is going to be broken. Almost every single. I think so. It is only a matter of time, actually. So, how can I show it to you? In the comparison tool, I believe. Let's add premium ammunition. Sorry, this is the wrong gun. Let's put this gun on. Let's pick premium heat. 750 average damage with 334 penetration. So now you actually have to think about what to do. Would you like to deal so much more damage? Would you like to get your lowest roll being higher than the average roll on premium round? Or would you like to get almost a certain penetration? Although we have so many tanks in this game now in nowadays World of Tanks, we have so many tanks with heat protection. So heat is actually going to be quite a tricky option. If you want to penetrate, you actually have to look at your targets as well. It is not going to be an auto penetration on every single tank, but at the same time you deal so much less damage. 750 compared to the 1060. Interesting. Let's take another vehicle. Let's take IS-7. Let's take 140, T100LT for example. Why the hell not? Over here we do not have FE4005 nor 183. So I guess they are still thinking about HESH rounds, what to do with those HESH rounds. But let's still pick, where is tier 10? Super Conqueror, because on Super Conq we had HESH rounds as well. I would like to see what they did. So previously IS-7 standard round had 490 damage, now 670. How much HP was increased by? Oh, up to 2,950. So IS-7 now has up to 2,950, 670, 250 penetration, 670 damage with premium round, 490 old damage, but more penetration, over 300 millimeters of penetration. HE 640. Oh, by the way, yes, let's quickly take a look. What is the HE damage? 950. Go figure. So yes, AP deals even more damage than the HE. It is going to be situational. What else? Interesting over here. Okay, so HP and damage 670 on D100LT, up to 400 damage per pop, 230 penetration, but premium AP deals less damage, more penetration. So now, now if I look at his damage difference and penetration difference, you literally gain 18 penetration points versus 100 extra damage. Like, I am going to carry only maybe something like 3 or 4 premium AP rounds on T100LT. And survivability up to 1,950. So T100 received the HP which we previously had on medium tanks, tier 10 medium tanks for example. 2,400 HP, 430 alpha damage, with premium heat, still 320, but a lot more penetration. HE 420, blaze it. Super Conqueror, 540 damage, previously 400, if I remember correctly. Yes, penetration difference 259 compared to the 326, and HESH 515. Did it previously have 515 as well? I remember something like this. 120 penetration is nice though. So Super Conqueror, what else interesting can we look at? Oh, tank destroyers. Yes. Tank destroyers, Gorilla 15, I guess 1060. Object, Foshby, yes, was different, Spatcher was different, and of course, where are you, my lovely friend? But where is Jagdpanzer E100? I cannot see it. Okay, sad days. They didn't add Jagdpanzer E100 over here. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Foshby, 2,300 HP. 540 damage compared to the previous 400. But you get a lot more penetration. Yes, this penetration difference might be actually worth it sometimes. 515. Object 268, 2350 HP, 915 damage compared to the 650. So almost 300 extra damage. But 360 millimeters of penetration. 2.3k HP. Badger had a hedge round as well, right? 620, 130, 650. Badger's DPM 4700. Let's see. Improved equipment. Boom. Boom. And food. And Brothers in Arms. And this one. Oh my god. 6,207 average damage per minute. And if one of the crew skills, which makes your DPM 10% better when you are, or a lot better when you are under 10% HP, if this kicks in as well, then oh my god. 6,207 DPM with that drop is actually quite nasty. 1,700 drop in DPM using premium ammunition. But a lot more penetration. Gorilla 15, yes, 1,060, 2,350 HP, hit points, 750, 950. So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was my quick introduction to the ammunition rebalancing on the Sandbox test server. What do you think about it? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Is this going to be the end of gold spamming, aka premium ammunition spamming, aka special ammunition spamming? Now you actually have to think about whether to use premium ammunition or standard rounds. From now on, if you know what to do, if you know all about enemy weak spots, using standard rounds is way, way more effective. 670 damage compared to the 490. And same case over here, your lowest roll with standard AP round on an IS-7 is higher than the average roll on premium ammunition. And this is why boosting the HP on every single vehicle was so key. Otherwise, you would simply two-shot many tanks, many medium tanks with your E100. Even though, if I think about the numbers, now if you are lucky with your rolls, you are able to three-shot enemy E100 with this new alpha damage. Previously, you were not able to do that when it had 2,700 HP and your roll was 750. Your average free-shot damage was 2,250, but now it is over 3,000. So you need 2 high rolls, 1 average roll, and enemy 100 is dead. Once again, interesting. But now I am done with this episode. You can be sure there are going to be many more episodes, many more videos from the Sandbox server, so stay tuned. I am going to put everything to test. Stay tuned, hitting that subscribe button, make it gray if it is red at the moment. Hit that bell button as well, so you are actually going to be notified when I upload an episode. And if you enjoy my stuff, hit that like button or dislike button, whatever makes you happy. I thank you for tuning in, thank you for spending your time over here. You have been informed. I get you next time with something else. Stay awesome, take care, and bye.